Update 5.9.5. Let's get this over with. First things first, contracts. Contracts was probably one of the things that everyone was waiting for the longest time. And to basically put in summarization, it's technically if you don't want to purchase a thing with either Robux or aka diamonds as you want to call it, then you can wait for the next few days to grind endlessly using XP to actually purchase the Robux or diamond weapons basically. And that's all it does. So for people who have all the Robux and diamonds weapons, this update does not affect you at all because literally it's just like an, oh cool, but I don't even get to participate in it because I already have everything. So contract update for newbie players or just new players who just don't want to like pay for anything, it's amazing because you don't have to pay at all, but you can grind a crap ton just to be able to get these strong weapons that people already paid for, you know. Next up is rapid infection. Oh shoot, that's right, contracts. From 1 to 10, how would I rate this? I would probably say it's like a 7, really. It's actually a really nice one because it's mainly for people who don't want to pay for shit. Next up is rapid infection. To put in summarization or baby language, it's basically tag, but with crawlers for some reason. And if you are hit by a crawler, then you instantly die and you are turned into a crawler. So yeah, tag basically. Team tag, if that makes sense. All crawlers bite all humans with only one shot, you know, one shot them, and once they do that, they win. And in my opinion, this mode sucks. I played it one time, it lasted 30 seconds at most, and you have to survive for 2 minutes. What? Right now, I'll give this a rating of, for creativity, I guess like a 4-ish, but for just actual how it went, I'm just gonna say it's a 2. It was pretty awful. Next up is quests. For some reason now you can't earn diamonds anymore, but now you can actually earn XP for your contracts. For people who already have everything, it's nothing, just don't do it. Next up is ammunition station. So every single time you have a weapon that requires ammo, you know, to refill ammo, the nearest ammo station will be highlighted, so you just go over to it and just chill and just reload. Very easy. That's a really nice thing. Next up, which I'm pretty sure everyone is talking about, is the sniper. The sniper, aka switched to L115A3, L115A3, I don't even know how to call it. I'm just gonna call it bolt action sniper because it looks like it to me. It's pretty damn awful, if I do have to say the least. Literally, it went from being one of the strongest weapons from the headshots to literally being one of the weapons where it's just, no, it's just not good anymore. It does way less damage. It barely, rate of fire was now decreased, so I guess you do shoot a little, actually no, you actually shoot a little bit slower, and overall it just does so less damage, so go for the crossbow from now on. Next up is laser pistol. For some reason they changed it to a pistol for some reason. No, like they remodeled it to like a literal pistol and nothing that looks anywhere near to like a laser pistol, and changed it to the LP1911, but I'm gonna call it the Colt because it looks like the Colt from COD, so I'm just gonna call it the Colt. And basically, I guess it's good. I never tried it, but it does say how the ammunition was decreased, the rate of fire was also increased, so you shoot slightly faster, and the damage of the headshot was increased by 3, so it's now 56 instead of 53, so I guess it's okay, and I don't know, it just doesn't really seem that great, but the only thing I like, I guess, is the remodel, I don't know, but it just looks like a Colt to me, does not look like an LP1911 at all. Next up, which I'm pretty sure, here it is, the Super Shorty. Basically, I tried it out. It's kinda better. It went from being like a 2 in the game, like a rating from 2 to 10, went from 2 out of 10. It went from like a 3.5. It got a little bit more better, I guess, but it just sucks still. So I wouldn't really recommend it. I would just recommend still Python and what's it called? I would still recommend Pipe Bomb, but an RPG, but at the same time, Python did get an ammunition decrease, so you only have 2 clips, or 2 mags, as you could say, if you use all the bullets, which kind of sucks, so that means RPG is top dog. Next up, which I'm pretty sure everyone has a raging boner for, is Jacko Bomb, or as you could say, Nuke Bomb. It got basically what I thought was gonna actually be done with it. Number 1, it actually got a buff where you can actually use it twice. where you can put down 2 bombs for some reason, and it increased the damage from 700 to 900, and this is probably the most just game-breaking part of it, but you don't suffer from explosion damage, meaning you can literally place it down, heal in front of it, and as infected get close to it, it sets off the bouncing Betty Jacko bomb thing, and it kills every single zombie near you while you're just sitting there healing yourself without a scratch. It's so fucking game breaking. You know how strong this can be? Put it in the vehicle, jump in there, and while all the infected are trying to kill you, they just die in 1 second, and literally you could just hop away and fly away easily. This shit is now broken. Also, the fact that they actually increased the radius of it, so now it's even more deadlier, and I would say it's probably like B-ish tier. It's like top of B tier. So yeah, that's not that great. Next up is, of course, I guess Christmas Cookie. They just increased the health from 25, you know, getting 25 HP to 50 now, and mainly just increased the bonus stamina to 20% to 50%. So now apparently it's a little bit, or actually a lot better. So I'm pretty sure a lot of these speed armor people are going to be using it like crazy. Next up, which I find pretty funny, they actually increased the crawler health to 150 instead of 100. Which is pretty funny to me because I always rip on the dog because it is literally just shit, and now they actually gave it a buff, which just makes it even more funnier, but it still sucks. And it does have a special ability, but that's only in the tag mode, where you can see all players within a 120 unit radius, so I guess that's good. And that's basically apart from the fact, oh, that's right, this is also a really nice looking thing. Apparently weapons now have a description, so now it says like damage, drop off, maximum bullet reach, which I guess is okay. But now when we're done with all that, I'm gonna give my rating for every single thing here, which I'm gonna skip the contracts and the rapid infection because I already did that. But as a quick replay, contracts, I'd say it's like a 4 out of 10 for the people who don't even have everything or have everything, but for the people who don't have everything, it's a 7 out of 10. Rapid infection, I say it was bad awful. What you can do is 2 minutes is too long from insta killing crawlers. Make it at least like a minute and like 30ish seconds, or no, a minute and like 20ish seconds, somewhere around there, because 2 minutes is way too long. You're gonna be finding yourself just running and killing infected as fast with the fast as hell heartbeat while there's infected coming to you, and the time is going so slow. That is way too much time. Give it at least a minute and 20 seconds, so you know it's pretty fast, but at the same time your chances actually increase a lot better. So a minute and 20 seconds at most. Fixing it to that will probably make this mode to like a 6-ish out of 10. I don't know, but it still seems pretty bad awful because literally it's so easy to die in that mode. So I'm giving it a 2.5 out of 10. I like the creativity, but just terrible execution. Next one is quests. XP, no longer diamonds. For the people who have everything, it is literally useless. So I'd say it was literally like, I don't know, a 1 out of 10. For the people who actually have everything, just give us diamonds like it used to be, you know. For people who have everything, and for the people who want to use the contracts, I guess give them XP for that. Next up is the ammunition status. This is amazing. Whoever thought of this? And I give this a 10 out of 10 because literally who does not want this stuff on the maps Death Canyon and on the swamp map? You're gonna be wanting that ammo station as fast as possible. Those are a godsend. Next up is the bolt action sniper, is what I call it now. This thing, it sucks at this point. I'd say it's like a 4 out of 10. It really sucks at this point. It does do damage, but it does a lot less than it's usually supposed to be. It's a sniper, meaning it does really strong, like piercing bullets, but now it just doesn't. It doesn't one shot till it does like a 2 to like 4 shot infected with like a headshot basically. Back then it used to be like a 2 to 3 shot, but now it's like a 4 to 5 shot really for most of the infected. So realistically, I give it like a 4 out of 10. I was gonna say 3.5, but I guess 4s out of 10. To fix it, I'd say put the damage at least back to 200ish, not 225, so you can, like, you know, make it still strong but not too strong. Maybe 190, somewhere around there, and I would just leave it how it is basically. Next up is laser pistol. I never tested it, but seeing how basically its damage was increased and the rate of fire was also increased, I might test it out sooner or later. So for now, I'll just give it a 4.5. It sounds good, but I'm not too sure if it's extremely good. So I'm gonna set to 4.5. Next up is probably the Python. Why the hell did they make it so that you only have 2 mags? Like, that doesn't make sense. I'd say this has to be like a 3.5. Give it at least a 6 out of 24, and make probably the fact that it does either the bullet reach actually is decreased, not increased, because technically you don't want a sniping Python realistically. Like, what? Next up is Super Shorty. I like how they gave it a buff. It just wasn't the necessary buff we needed for the Super Shorty. Like, it still sucks. It's just not that great anymore, because literally back when it came out, it was god awful, and then they buffed it again and it was okay, and then they buffed it again and it's still okay. I'd say it's like a 3.5. It's still doing awful, and I would not really recommend it. I would more or less recommend an RPG or the Python, mostly RPG. So realistically, I give this a 3.5. Next up is the Jackal Bomb. They made this shit top of B tier. Now, would I recommend a nerf? Yes, I would recommend a nerf. Now, the only thing I would actually recommend a nerf to is the blast damage applies to the owner, because literally if you're putting it so it doesn't affect you, is literally saying you can literally nuke every single infected around you with ease without even have to worrying about it, meaning you're just going to become even stronger, and you're going to give the infected team even a harder, more chance to actually win, you know? So realistically, just, oh my god, like, just make it so that the damage actually goes to the owner, and I guess it'll be fine-ish, and maybe make it so the radius is decreased just back to 10, and then to keep the damage the same, you know, and also the 2 placing bombs, and I think it'll be okay. My final rating is like a 6.5. It is a really good update, just way too much of an overboard. So make it so, you know, make it so it's basically 900 damage, 2 pumpkin bombs, damage is applied to 200, and finally the radius is decreased back to 10 instead of 12. Next up is Christmas Cookie. I don't really think too much about it. I guess it's okay. I guess it's a little bit stronger, so probably make it so it's like a 40%, not 50%, because I feel like it's a little bit too much. But I'll give that 5 out of 10. It's not that great, but still it's okay, I guess. Next up, Crawler. I can't even say it. It's still god awful. I'm gonna call it a 1.5 because this shit is still in the game somehow, and it's still a special infected. Why is it still here? Just remove it. Next up is Shop. I guess it's okay, and I realistically say it's like I mean, for more information, I guess that's like a 8 out of 10. Maybe it doesn't like that, more information. And that's my review of update 5.9.5. Do you have any actual like agreements or disagreements? Do you think this update needs more fixes? Do you think it needs more nerfs? Do you think some more things need to be added in or added out? Just comment it down below, and yeah, I'll see you guys all when I'm at age 42.